Hello and welcome to another Aoe2 live game commentary. It's not a post-game commentary, it's a live game commentary today, and we have another 1v1 for you. This time, same players as always, and we have Shadowfax. How ironic. How ironic that Shadowfax gets a horse as a scout this game. But we have Shadowfax playing as the Franks. We have... oh wow, okay, I just looked at the map. So we are playing team random, and we are playing... I say we, but they are actually playing Franks. They're playing both as Franks, and we have Excalibur here as yellow, and Shadowfax as red. And immediately, this took me by surprise, and I didn't realize that this is a very weird map, because this means that they'll realize it sooner or later that this map is an enclosed island tree line map, which is actually very weird in the fact that the only way to really go through here is to be able to cut, and only the paths that you choose to cut will allow the enemy to arrive. But when you look at the map here, we can see that there's chunks of trees here that aren't actually part of the tree line, aren't part of the shoreline. So it's going to be good for early raids, as in early raids are going to be stopped by this wall here of trees. But for late game, all these trees are going to get used up, because by the time the wood demand is going to catch up. So immediately we know we're going to see a vital importance placed on being able to get through and take the sea as fast as possible. So we're going to see that, and hopefully both players have realized that they need to break through as fast as possible. But we'll see who actually gets into this midsection here and actually controls this, because this is a lot of wood, and it probably totals around half the amount of, around 2/3 of the wood on their own island. So being able to control the water means controlling this wood pile, and controlling this wood pile means that they'll be able to push in and fight. So we'll see if this game is a situation where the two players endlessly battle until one runs out of resources, or if this is going to be a game where we're going to see landings and invasion parties from both players. But what we'll definitely see is galley rushes imminent, and I think both players have by now realized this map. We saw earlier Shadowfax giving us an 11, so he probably realized what the map is right now and probably laughing. How interesting, there is a relic. So what's to know is that there is a relic here. There's a relic inside their base, and there's a relic outside their base. So I can say one thing, that these players need to see the relics that they have, as the two relics that they have and the potential third relic that they can acquire will be game changing and be a pivotal moment in this game, as whoever controls more relics will end up getting more gold. And if you look at the map, look at this, 2 gold mines here, we have 2 gold mines here, a lot of stone. So we're going to see potentially a lot of castles on the shoreline protecting these regions and these areas. Maybe even castle to castle battles, we'll be seeing them. But we definitely will be seeing how these players deal with the lack of gold. And if we really look at this, 4 stone piles and only 200, how much is that? That is 3,200 gold. That's it, that's all they have. So they're gonna have to think of something and do something. And being the Franks, they are quite a heavy civilization in terms of gold. So we'll see how they deal with that as well. But looking at the scores right now, Shadowfax is doing better, and we're just gonna have a look at the number of villages they have assigned to different situations, and we're seeing that Shadowfax is currently at 18 villages while Excalibur is at 19. So he does have more villages, but unfortunately he doesn't seem to have that score advantage. Perhaps he's not scouting as much, and I do believe that is the case since his scout has remained idle. But if we take a look at Shadowfax here, he has scouted more of the map, so it will explain his larger score lead. So he won't be able to, as such. A lot of the times I do tell these players and tell a lot of players when I do play with them that sometimes score early game isn't really representative of how good or how fast one is able to feudal, especially if you play on normal, because the fact that for every 1% of the map you explore, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but I do believe you get 10 points. So simply by scouting the map you can accumulate quite a lot of points early game, and it is quite powerful in terms of score. So it can really demoralize your opponent, but you should never be at this stage of the game be demoralized or feel like you are not going to be able to perform well by looking at the other person's score, since it really isn't representative this early in the game. We're seeing the right choice being made here, and most of these players, it looks like Excalibur is actually going to be able to get a villager in first. Oh no, hold that thought. Actually Shadowfax will, so since this tree line will give him access to the shore here, and he's cutting over here, so he's looking to potentially make a few units. He's gonna be the one. If you could feudal age first, get control of the water, we're gonna be seeing a very it's gonna be entirely in Shadowfax's favor, and we're gonna have to see how a sieged by water Excalibur does and deals with it. In a map like this, is really vital to ensure that you manually select the villages you want to gather. So Excalibur did do so earlier, which was good, so he's gonna actually cut the score lead. But here it's a shame that I don't actually hold that thought. I did make a mistake actually, because I thought there is a tree line here. As you can see, the grids do not actually allow the units to go through, but he can diagonally, yep, you can diagonally build a dock, so that's better than nothing. But we're immediately seeing a dock by Excalibur, the first one to dock. Shadowfax is already going feudal age. Excalibur already feudal age. Okay, so I thought all this time Shadowfax was doing good, but it seems like the earlier score lead I was talking about wasn't actually for economy, but rather map control and map exploration, because Excalibur needs to realize that he needs to get galleys out. If he doesn't get galleys out, and if he continues to delay, he's gonna lose the advantage that he's gaining. Still nothing from Excalibur. Okay, we're finally seeing our first galley. Let's have a look at Shadowfax over here. And Shadowfax finally in the feudal age, and he needs to build a galley as well. This will determine his fate and his woodline here if a galley is not made very soon. Still no galley. But we're gonna see Shadowfax going for a fast imperial. So sorry, it's not fast imperial, I'm jumping ages here, but we're gonna see fast castle happening. Yeah, but unfortunately Excalibur won't be. It doesn't seem like he will be. Nope, he seems to want to stay in feudal a bit longer. But Shadowfax is looking to go castle age, and he does have the resources if he does buy food. So we'll see what he does. But it's fine. Oh, this is going to be very bad for This is going to be very, very bad for Shadowfax. Shadowfax, I do not know what Shadowfax is thinking. The king, I don't know what the King Shadowfax is thinking, but he is going to end up losing these fishing ships simply due to one galley. So we are going to have to see. We are seeing Shadowfax scout. Okay, let's see him encounter, and he's going to lose this fishing ship. I think this is going to be the wake-up call that he needs to start building. Okay, so Excalibur backs off, but this is going to be the wake-up call that he needs to start building his own galleys, and he is. And right now we are seeing a transport ship, so something is happening. I think Excalibur has potentially is the first one to discover the other island and the first one to make a move to the other island. So we're going to see how many villages he does take, what sort of advantage he wants. But what a great move here, actually. This is very good. This is a very good move, because this means that it protects his tree line, and any units that do come are going to get attacked. And yes, it did cost him a lot of gold, but it's going to force that galley, and that galley just entered his domain, and he's just whizzing through, and he's going to end up losing this galley. Great move by Excalibur, building that watchtower. He is going to have that control. He's going to see the boats coming in early. He most likely now knows that Shadowfax's base is on the north side, and he's going to give chase to the 14 HP galley. Now, this actually has now changed the battlefield, because not only has Excalibur is still feudal, he has the resources to go up. He's not going up for some reason. Perhaps he has not realized it, but he can go up. He needs to go up right now. And Shadowfax is immediately going to start building more galleys, and he's going to build a watchtower there. Again, a defensive watchtower. So with the amount of stone on their island, we're going to see a lot of watchtowers coming up, and we're gonna see them have a way to deal with it. But we're seeing a movement here. We're seeing movement all the way down here. I'm not sure what's going on here, actually. What sort of action they decided to take. There is another dock down here. Excalibur has sent 3 villages over, so he's the first one to control this area. We're seeing more scouting. We're seeing more scouting by Shadowfax. This is how much Shadowfax has actually scouted. And Shadowfax is just simply, I believe he's using these galleys, stationing them at key locations that he does think units will come from. So it's a good call, but we're gonna finally see a move on the galleys by Excalibur. We got 3 here. If he moves out now, he will take out this fishing ship before the watchtower can actually kill him. But Shadowfax's galley is gonna start attacking the house. Shadowfax needs to most likely. Okay, I see the situation now. So Shadowfax seems to be making war galleons now. So he will, unfortunately, even with war galleons, one war galleon isn't sufficient to take out these galleys. These 3 galleys will be able to kill the war galleon, and unfortunately the war galley is gonna get in range. Oh no, yep, it's looking to go past. Actually, I'm not sure what sort of plan Shadowfax is trying to do here, but he's gonna make a run for it. This might actually be a better call than I actually thought it would be, because he is gonna take away the aggro from his fishing ships, but he is gonna inevitably lose this. He's still scouting with his ship. He still has a ship here. We're finally seeing Excalibur go into the next age. We're seeing war galleys on this side. This house is gonna go. And we're seeing the 3 villages here. I believe there will be a town center here on this island, and once a town center is established, there will be a lot of dominance, and Excalibur is gonna have a major lead, even though Shadowfax's score is 300 more than Excalibur. Excalibur has yet to press feudal age. I believe he's going to do so now, because he has built his blacksmith and market. So we're going to see him do so very soon, and he needs to do so as we're finally seeing fast fire ships coming out for Shadowfax. So he's gonna, at this rate, it doesn't seem like Excalibur can match him on the water, and we're finally seeing a move by these lumberjacks. And if I'm correct in my thinking, perhaps he's going to build a watchtower here and put a real big force and pressure here, but he's gonna back off for now. This one galley is gonna go around, but it's gonna end up being destroyed by these 3 galleys here. The war galley has died, but there are 2 fire ships, so if Shadowfax does make the move right now, he can potentially wipe clean the navy down here. He does have map control, he has a lot of vision, and we're finally seeing a move. And the 4 galleons from Excalibur are not going to be enough to kill this army. And frankly, there's no point suiciding all your units. It's best to escape while you still can. So he's halfway through Castle Age, so he's gonna need to bridge the advantage. And we're finally seeing 3 villages as well gonna get transported, and we're gonna see some sort of villager battle here, which will be interesting to see. I just hope he does take another villager. It would be best. Well, from my point of view, I would be saying that, but from their point of view, 3 villagers probably seems optimal for both players. We can't really be sure, but the docks are gonna go down here. The war galleys have discovered their prey, so they are gonna kill the fishing ships. The fishing ships are gonna go down. These docks are gonna go down, but there is a watchtower here. He's gonna protect his wood line here, so that is needed. Finally, he has landed. So both players are now in Castle Age. Shadowfax has an immense score lead, and this is most likely due to him killing units, building units, and generally having a greater military might. We're gonna see a dock here, and we're okay. I just want to focus my attention on this side, and it's amazing how both players have not realized that they are both sharing an island. So I don't think they will realize soon. Oh, but we're seeing a castle drop here. So if a castle can be dropped, are we going to see another castle here by Excalibur? Let's look at Excalibur's resources. Yep. Oh no, he can potentially, but he's going to build another dock. But what he doesn't know is that there's going to be a castle here, and he's going to force this channel to be in control. So Shadowfax is going to control this channel here. He's going to control all the midsection. Nothing passes through the midsection without him knowing. That's how it's going to be. We're going to see 4 war galleons and fast fire ships. If these fast fire ships actually engage these galleys, they will end up dying, unfortunately. Excalibur has yet to start making galleys, so I'm not sure what he's planning. He's got the resources. He's trying to do something. Okay. This is actually a very good idea, as if he takes one of these ships, the ship is going to end up being on their side, and he's going to gain a quite big advantage. So we're going to see that happening right now. But on this side as well, it's a castle war, and I don't think Excalibur realizes. He realizes too late. He's going to lose his villager and his villager presence here if he doesn't back off. Yep. And this castle is going to get deleted. But on this side, we see that the war galley has been taken over. So this monk here is going to be protecting this eastern side. But these 3 villagers are going to engage this villager, and that's the last resistance and remaining settlers for the new world. This is the new world for Excalibur. But he still does not know there are docks here, so potentially he could be in for a bad situation. But I do think now Shadowfax has realized that there are docks here, because the increased amount of war galleys is a large suggestion to this. We're finally seeing a monastery here, so we're going to see what these players do with the monasteries. Actually, a lot of monasteries being built. So as for the options this game, I think first of all, realize that there are relics and get your relics. Secondly, realize that in this situation, it'd be best if a couple more monks do arrive and you start really building up your navy and try and at least contest for some sort of engagement. We see a fishing ship that was scouting that died, but finally we're gonna see a battle here. And these three ships, unfortunately, even though these three ships are here, when Excalibur realizes this, those three ships are dead. Yep, I do believe one is engaged, 2, 3, I believe the others will soon, yep. Well, he's gonna lose one. That's unfortunate, because in reality, okay, that's 2 lost now, but in reality, he should not have lost any, or maxed at least 1, because had he paid attention to this side, he would have been able to save 2 of his ships, or at least 1 of his ships, from being destroyed. It's a pity, but perhaps he was looking elsewhere. But on this side, Shadowfax is still gaining control, and Shadowfax is controlling this relic here. I'm not sure if he's intentionally protecting the relic, but it'd be a good idea for him to take this relic and really gain an advantage. So it seems like, yep, it seems that Shadowfax has realized there is a relic here, so he's going to end up taking this relic. He's going to lose a villager, and all these ships from Shadowfax. I do not understand, Shadowfax. You're losing ships while Excalibur is gaining ships, and he's building an armada that can already rival you at this point if you do not combine your forces to try and deal with the situation. But we're gonna see monks coming in, and it should be said that these monks really should not have been outranged by these war galleys, but they were just a bit too close to the shoreline, so they were able to. The war galleys were able to hit the monks. But we're gonna see a castle here, so pretty much this dock here is dead. Any resistance on this shoreline is dead once this castle goes up, so that's guaranteed. We're seeing a large number of fire ships coming up for Shadowfax, so he's gonna try and destroy this resistance very soon. We're gonna see an engagement there. But as for Excalibur, he's booming up, and he's gonna Imperial Age. So we're gonna see what he can do once he does go to Imperial Age, and also Shadowfax is going Imperial Age, and this is going to be the game changer. Whichever player can get chemistry first and can get canning aliens out will be able to dominate. And unfortunately, one of the biggest advantages that Shadowfax has regained control of is this midsection. So his resources, his food resources, they're plentiful. Sorry, their wood resources are plentiful, more so than Excalibur. So how will Excalibur deal with this? Even being behind on score, Shadowfax has a much larger economy than Excalibur. So again, this is becoming a situation where Excalibur isn't able to extend his economy out enough and bring enough villagers and produce units fast enough. He also has not realized that there is a relic on his own side, and he really should have. Nor has Shadowfax. But as of right now, Shadowfax controls 2 relics, so he's already at a great advantage. This dock here will be lost. It will be replaced by his own docks. He's gonna look to try and eliminate the resistance here. And this, I'm not sure why this was the case, but what we're seeing here is a great fleet of Shadowfax, the great fire ship fleet, coupled with a few galleons that are moving around the world, around the outskirts of the world, behind Excalibur's base, all the way to rendezvous with this army here to attack them from here. This is quite a very unique strategy by Shadowfax, and I do hope that it does work out well for him, because he could simply have gone the other way and still been as effective. I'm not sure. I guess he wants to do a surprise, give him a bigger scare than he already give him a bigger scare. So scores 1000 score lead, and this is phenomenal. But we're not seeing an attack on these ships. We're seeing them go straight for this. And we finally have cannon galleons. So how is Excalibur gonna get out of this? I keep saying this, but I don't see any way, any method as to what he's doing to be able to. But he has built a trebuchet, so he's gonna be looking to take out this castle. And likewise, Shadowfax is gonna try and take out these watchtowers, because that's really the only thing that's preventing him from really approaching the shoreline over here and doing damage. But we see a couple of cannon galleons attacking, but this cannon galleon is gonna eventually die if he does not move out of the range. And this watchtower, sorry, this house is gonna die first, I guess. Still, this fleet standing side by side. Is so ironic how when we as spectators and commentators, when we see situations like this where the enemies are so close, just a bit more and they would have been able to see each other engage in a fierce battle, they just stand there idle doing nothing. It's a bit anticlimactic at times, I guess, but what can be done? We're seeing more monks, and that dock is also being targeted right now, so that dock is eventually gonna die. That watchtower is gonna die, so that, unfortunately, the galleon is not gonna survive. The watchtower is gonna go down, and now really, I think Shadowfax has to realize that he needs to get into. He has control of the water, and he needs to move his units across and do the damage to Excalibur and finish him off, as really there is no other way that you're going to be winning the game. He won't really resign, as even Excalibur does have his pride. Are we seeing any transport ships? Yeah, we're seeing careening. We're seeing transport ships coming out. We're seeing more galleons, another transport ship. Yep, we're going to see a full frontal assault on this end here. But we really want to see them cannon galleons, as they are Franks. I'm pretty sure Franks have cannon galleons, so cannon galleons would have helped so much. It would have been unbelievable. But this trebuchet here is gonna start, hopefully needs to start attacking, otherwise when this castle goes up, it won't be a good situation. All these units will end up dying. But there is a builder here that has been converted. But really, you need units, Shadowfax, you need units. And as for Excalibur, he needs to do something and try and regain control, because this is an armada. At this point, I don't think Excalibur will be able to regain control. Even if he does, in terms of battle, he needs to also control this section here, but he can't. I think this is looking to be a losing game, and in the end we might even see Excalibur lose again and Shadowfax keep his reign, as I like to call it. Shadowfax is teaching the rebellious peasant Excalibur a lesson and telling him not to rebel against him, the overlord. So at the moment, it looks like that the scores are telling me that the oppression on his base is telling me that the amount of units that are on his shoreline are telling me that. But here we go, we're finally seeing action here, and I believe these 5 ships will be able to take them all out. Yep, actually not all of them. I do believe at least 2 more 5 ships will 2 more galleons will go down. Well, make that one if he can engage, but he refuses to. Still nothing from Excalibur. Okay, we're finally seeing stables, so he has probably realized that he needs to do something. But look at this, Excalibur, you need to use, you have all this stone available, all this food available, make use of it. Perhaps he made use of it too late. Perhaps he should have made it earlier, but really you have all this stone, you need to make use of it. You need to make more villagers to try and try and do something, and you need to utilize your fleet to try and limit the danger and the potential danger on this side of the channel. But none of that is happening, and this is not looking too good for Excalibur. We're finally seeing knights, so once these knights come out, we're gonna, it's pretty much gonna be game over for. We're seeing scout cavalry, not surprising because we're gonna he's running out, but again he could also do with a lot more villagers and reassign all of his idle villagers to actually doing something. But what's surprising is this one single treb, Excalibur has managed to completely destroy 2-3 trebs on this side. So well done to him being able to do that, and now he is going to be destroying this castle, which frankly is a bit ridiculous, as there really was, if you had 3 trebs on this side against 1 or 2 trebs maximum from Excalibur, you really should not be losing your trebs. You really should be engaging the trebs themselves and then take out the castle. And now he has lost his trebs, he's gonna lose his castle, but he still has the water for now. Does he have a lot? Yep, he does have a large enough force to engage, but he can't exactly use the channel now. Excalibur is gonna get raided by a couple of units. Now there's 3. They are gonna survive, and this is gonna be a cause of problem, because it's gonna force Shadowfax to lose even more economy. But unfortunately he does have a lot of eco here, and he's gonna be able to take a knight for himself. But what needs to happen here is there needs to be a large invasion force. You're not gonna be able to take over his base with 5 units or a couple of scout cavalry. Your Imperial Age, you have the resources, get them upgraded. There's really no other alternative here. Let's look at the ecos of the respective players. 13 idle villagers for Shadowfax. 7. So in terms of idle villagers, Excalibur is doing a lot better. He's microwing his trebuchets far better, and really this is great treb management by Excalibur, as a lot of units are being a lot of trebs have died at the hands of Excalibur. So this treb here is going to get fixed, but it's going to take probably one more shot. Yep, one more shot, and it looks like this shot's going to hit it. Nope. Can't really see. This is isometric 3D, so there we go. So that's done. We're going to finally see the emergence of the fleet from we're going to see finally an emergence of a fleet, and oh my god, we're going to see a battle here. Are we going to see a battle here? It would really surprise me if Excalibur is able to control the sea again and turn this game around. But as of right now, there is stalemate, and really I don't understand why these players are not thinking of this, but they should really be researching cannon galleons. You know what? Let's actually take a look. Let's actually take a look at the Franks, cannon galleons. What do you need? Chemistry. These players are battling it out with trebs, battling it out. Excalibur, Shadowfax has control of the sea. I do not understand why he is not using cannon galleons, and Excalibur is the first one to use cannon galleons, which is quite ironic, as he does not have sea control, yet he's using it. That is really ironic, but Excalibur is going to lose his fleet here, and there's nothing he can do about it. Yep, that fleet's going to go down. More trebs are coming in, and of course the 2 trebs here are going to be microed well to try and take out these ships, try and take out these trebuchets. are we gonna see the emergence of a cannon galleon? Perhaps this has made influenced the change in Shadowfax. Perhaps nope, still nothing. Because with cannon galleons, all you have to do is really get a couple of cannon galleons in here and force the castle down, and then whatever units you want to take and land, they can land. But it seems like Shadowfax is going to target this castle, which is actually a good choice, as this castle is not getting repaired, so it's eventually going to die. How on earth did this Treb die? Perhaps it was the galleons. Perhaps. But Shadowfax is gonna lose a lot of villagers, lot of ships, but it's probably gonna be worth it, as he's gonna be able to take out a lot of the economy here. And what I did not realize is that there was a landing. There was a D-Day invasion by Shadowfax over here on the northern end, and what an invasion, as Excalibur was building his drugs, now he cannot. So this is actually, what a great situation. I did not realize that I should have really realized, because there was scout cavalry here, but he did take them all the way around, and the scout cavalry have entered the base, and stream has ended, and there we go. This has been quite a slow game, where it should have been a lot faster, but really it just shows it just goes to show that sometimes you just have to understand that there are some options that you do have. And I have to say, phenomenal Excalibur did use phenomenal Treb play, as he did manage to use one Treb, one castle, and at one point 2 Trebs to take out an entire front over here, and well done to him. It's unfortunate that Excalibur did not have earlier control of the water when he could have, and he could have completely changed the game around. But as it is now, this really is a different situation. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this. It was a bit slow, I do know, but these island maps tend to be so it's 2-0 to Shadowfax. And yeah, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.